Let's say there are two men who wanted to apply for a job. Both of them wanted to apply for the same exact job. The first one has high levels of skills for the job. The other one has the medium level, the acceptable level for applying to that job. Ended up the one who has the medium level of skill, he actually got promoted first. Just think to yourself, why did that happen? Why did the person who has the high level of skill didn't really get promoted? Or let's say like he promoted later. Does the man who has, the medium levels of skill has some superpower or some, genetic thing? Not at all. It turns out that the man who has the medium level of skill is actually very high at another skill. And that skill is speaking. The skill of talking is one of the most important skills, especially nowadays. I've read a quote in a book which is called The Communication Secrets to Get from Good to Great by Carmine Gallo. The quote was, ideas are the currency, which is nowadays. Nowadays, the best currency that is available right now is the idea. And the skill of speaking and talking has, the same needs for having the ideas. So you might just give a really simple idea to like some company or someone. Very simple idea. Anyone could have really think about that. But if you just may put some expression and feeling to your words, they're gonna think that that idea was so special. I'll tell you that story. When I was in Dubai, I was just 10 years old. I didn't really know anything, I didn't even get into self-improvement. I was just an average kid. But I really wanted to go to McDonald's at that time, and my father used to order always, he always used to order for us. But this time, he told me, why don't you go and order yourself? I was nervous. I couldn't have said no. He forced me to go. I went there, I wanted to order the Happy Meal. I was asking for the, how much does it cost? Because of how my mind started rushing, and I started thinking about a lot of stuff. What if I said something wrong? What if she said something to me, that I won't really agree or something like that? I didn't even hear what did you say? So I went back to my father crying, telling him that I couldn't really order anything. He laughed at me and said that that's what's going to happen to the person who can't speak. As a 10 years old, it actually clicked my mind. Somehow it really clicked in my mind. And from that time, I just started speaking to people much often. I'm actually very grateful for the skill that I have right now, for the level of it, even though it's not the highest. But actually, I can still convince and change people's minds with just a few words. In this video, I'm going to give you a 3-step guide that's going to make you much more dominant at talking. It's very easy, it's very simple. It's just some habits that you need to replace or change while you talk to people as a man. First step, which is the most important, is before you talk, take a deep breath. Why do we need that? Because basically you just clear off your head and just lock in for the talk, just so you won't really stop to have a shallow breath to continue. Take a deep breath and just start talking. And even like if you run out of breath, it happens a lot for some people, especially when you do that for the first time. You run out of the breath, just don't, you know, rush out in shallow breath. Just stop, take another deep breath, and continue talking. This helps you just being more confident, and the person in front of you won't really interrupt you. He is already going to see that you're really confident with the way you talk and you didn't really finish. It'll also make you much more focused on the conversation. Your mind won't really wander at all, or just wander a little bit. But once you take that deep breath and lock into the speech, you will be more focused in the conversation. The second step that you'll do while you're talking is, avoid doing the or when you just get stuck in the conversation while you're talking. Just don't say those or I just don't think that it's suited for us men. We should be always putting the words that we actually need or that it is necessary to put. So when you just get stuck, just take, like I said, take another deep breath. And until you find the word or the sentence, continue speaking. The conversation doesn't have to be just talking, 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 talking. You can just shut up for a couple of minutes or seconds until you finally find out the thing that you really wanted to say. So it doesn't really have to be just talking, and you might realize that some people talk really fast and change between topics over and over again, just so the conversation won't stop and just is continuously talking. The third step is just try to be more charismatic. It's not really hard at all to be more charismatic when you talk. Just put more life into the words. Put some, examples from, celebrities maybe or history. Or just try to put more life into your sentence. As a man, try to, speak louder and deeper as well. And just people are going to listen to you. Just trust me. They might interrupt you in the first couple of times because they're not really used to the way you talk and the new way, the new version of you talking. But then with time, they will listen to you. Make the last word of the sentence deeper, especially like in the questions. Instead of saying, "How are you?" say, "How are you?" And the first couple of times you might forget doing all of those steps, but just with time you'll just get used to it, and it's going to be a normal habit you'll automatically do. Once again, you won't be able to master those skills in your first conversation in the future. You just need to take some practice, especially with strangers. It always the improvement is always better when you talk to strangers. Talking to strangers will give you the double of that experience. So try to talk with strangers much more often, and just don't be weird, don't be a weirdo. Just make normal conversations. Ask how their day was, how their job is doing, how life is going. Just don't be a weirdo. Try to get into their private stuff. I'm telling you right now, once you master the skill of talking, you will be irreplaceable. People will need you, people will want you, people will want to hear from you. And once you get into that position where you just will be irreplaceable, it might be hard for you, but you will be so grateful that Instead of you searching for people, people are looking for you. You will be the star that everyone is looking for. You'll be that emerald that people are digging, in the caves to find it. You'll be very special. I really hope that this video helped you. Keep practicing with talking, is very important. Like I said, the person who has the higher skill of speaking got promoted to the job before the person who has the higher level of the job but medium level of speaking skill. And I'll see you soon.